I was a picture of domestic bliss, a devoted wife and mother. But that all changed one sunny afternoon. As I teetered on a ladder, stringing fairy lights for my daughter's birthday party, a familiar voice broke the silence. "Need some help, Mrs. Watson?" It was Michael, my best friend Sarah's son. His eyes, a shade of deep green, held a mischievous glint. As he steadied the ladder, our hands brushed, sending a jolt of electricity through me. A spark ignited, unexpected and exhilarating. As we worked together, I couldn't help but notice the change in him. He was more confident, more alluring. Our conversation flowed effortlessly, punctuated by stolen glances and hushed laughter. A connection, both thrilling and terrifying, began to form. The party was a blur of laughter, music, and fleeting touches. Every interaction with Michael was a dance of desire and restraint. As the night drew to a close, we shared a lingering look, a silent promise of what could be. In the days that followed, I found myself caught in a whirlwind of conflicting emotions. I was drawn to Michael, his charm, his intelligence, his ability to ignite a fire within me. Yet, I was bound by the ties of marriage, a commitment I had made. The tension between desire and duty grew unbearable. I sought solace in solitude, but Michael's presence haunted my thoughts. I yearned for his touch, his voice, his unwavering gaze. One evening, I received a text from him. "I need to see you," it read. My heart pounded as I agreed to meet him at a secluded spot. As we walked hand in hand, the world seemed to fade away. We were lost in the moment, our love a secret, a dangerous game. The party buzzed with life, a cacophony of laughter and clinking glasses. Yet, amidst the merriment, a secret current flowed between Michael and me. Each stolen glance, each fleeting touch, ignited a spark that threatened to consume us. As the night wore on, we found ourselves drawn to a secluded corner of the garden. The dim light and the soft hum of conversation created an intimate atmosphere. "Lauren," he began, his voice low and intimate, "what's life really like in the suburbs? All parties and home renovations?" I couldn't help but laugh. "Oh, it's quite the adventure. Choosing paint colors can be a life-altering decision." He chuckled, his eyes lingering on my face. "Sounds thrilling. Maybe you need a little more excitement in your life." His words sent a shiver down my spine. Was he suggesting something more? The tension between us was palpable, a dangerous dance of desire and restraint. As the party wound down, we exchanged a lingering goodbye, our hands lingering a moment too long. The unspoken promise hung heavy in the air. In the days that followed, I found myself consumed by thoughts of Michael. His charm, his intelligence, his ability to ignite a fire within me was both intoxicating and terrifying. I was caught in a whirlwind of conflicting emotions, torn between desire and duty. The days blurred into a monotonous routine. Greg, absorbed in his work, seemed oblivious to the storm brewing within me. Our conversations were reduced to mundane discussions about bills and chores, a stark contrast to the electric connection I shared with Michael. Desperate for an escape, I sought solace in my favorite cafe. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the soft hum of conversation always calmed my nerves. As I settled into a cozy corner, I couldn't believe my eyes. Michael was sitting at a nearby table, a laptop open before him. "Lauren, what a pleasant surprise," he exclaimed, a playful glint in his eye. A blush crept across my cheeks. "Hi, Michael. I didn't expect to see you here. I like to change study spots," he explained, closing his laptop. "Keeps me focused." We fell into an easy conversation, discussing books, movies, and our dreams. It felt as if we'd known each other for years. With each passing moment, the connection between us deepened. As we parted ways, Michael's gaze lingered. "I really enjoyed this, Lauren," he said, his voice low. Maybe we could do it again sometime. My heart raced. I nodded, a silent agreement. The allure of the forbidden was intoxicating, a dangerous game that I couldn't resist. In the days that followed, the memory of our encounter haunted me. Every time I passed the cafe, I was transported back to that moment, the spark igniting anew. I was caught in a whirlwind of conflicting emotions, torn between desire and duty. The guilt gnawed at me, a constant reminder of the dangerous path I was treading. But the allure of forbidden love was too strong to resist. One rainy afternoon, as I wrestled with a stubborn computer, I thought of Michael. He had mentioned his tech skills, and in a moment of weakness, I dialed his number. "Hi, Lauren," he answered, his voice warm and inviting. "What's up?" "I'm having some trouble with my computer," I confessed, my voice barely a whisper. "You know, you're good with this stuff." "Sure, I'll be right over," he replied without hesitation. As he worked on my computer, our bodies were inches apart. A spark ignited, a dangerous connection that threatened to consume us. Our lips met in a passionate kiss, a silent declaration of our forbidden love. In the aftermath, I was left reeling. The line had been crossed, and there was no turning back. The guilt, the fear, the exhilaration. It was a toxic mix that threatened to consume me. Days turned into weeks, and our secret meetings continued. Each encounter was a stolen moment, a fleeting escape from the mundane. We met in secluded parks, whispered sweet nothings, and shared passionate kisses. But with each stolen moment, the risk grew greater. One day, Michael suggested we meet at the Lavender Garden Cafe. As I approached the cafe, I couldn't shake the feeling of anticipation and dread. Michael was waiting for me, his eyes filled with a longing that mirrored my own. "Lauren, you look stunning," he said, his gaze lingering on my figure. I blushed, feeling a surge of confidence. Our conversation flowed effortlessly, each word a spark that ignited the fire between us. We talked about our hopes, our fears, our dreams. In that moment, I felt truly seen, truly understood. "Thank you, Michael," I replied, my voice barely a whisper. "What did you want to talk about?" "Us," he said, his gaze intense. "I can't stop thinking about you. I know it's wrong, but I want you to know how I feel." A wave of emotions washed over me. Desire, fear, and a strange sense of exhilaration. I knew this was dangerous, a path I shouldn't tread, yet the pull was too strong. As we walked through the park, the world around us faded into the background. The soft scent of lavender filled the air, adding to the romantic atmosphere. Michael's hand found mine, his touch sending shivers down my spine. "I can't fight these feelings," he confessed, his voice trembling. "I want to be with you." In that moment, all pretense fell away. I pulled him close, our lips meeting in a passionate kiss. The world dissolved into a whirlwind of sensation. His touch, his scent, his love. It was all I could think about. "I want to be with you, too," I whispered, my voice barely audible. We stood there, lost in the moment, the weight of our decision looming over us. The future was uncertain, the path ahead fraught with danger, but for now we were together, and that was all that mattered. Our lips met, a fiery dance of passion and longing. His hands traced the curve of my waist, igniting a wildfire within me. In that moment, the world faded away, leaving only us. "I can't hide this anymore," he whispered, his voice raw with emotion. "I want to be with you, no matter what." My heart pounded in my chest. I knew he was right. Our connection was undeniable, a force more powerful than any societal norm. "I want to be with you too," I replied, my voice barely audible. We spent the next few weeks lost in a whirlwind of secret meetings. every stolen moment, every stolen kiss deepened our bond. The thrill of the forbidden fueled our passion, making each encounter more intense. One evening, as we sat beneath the starlit sky, Michael took my hand. "I love you, Lauren," he said, his eyes filled with sincerity. Tears welled up in my eyes. "I love you too, Michael," I replied, my voice trembling. We were two souls entwined, bound by a love that defied convention. The future was uncertain, the path ahead fraught with challenges. But in that moment, all that mattered was the love we shared. The days stretched on, each one a torment. The longing for Michael's touch, his voice, his love, consumed me. We exchanged messages, each word a spark that ignited the fire within us. One afternoon, a text from Michael shattered the monotony of my day. "I need to see you," he wrote, his words urgent. My heart pounded with a mixture of excitement and dread. I knew what he wanted, what I wanted. As the sun began to set, I prepared myself. I chose a simple yet alluring outfit, a delicate dance between modesty and seduction. When the doorbell rang, my heart skipped a beat. Michael stood before me, his eyes burning with desire. He stepped inside, his gaze sweeping over me. "You look stunning," he whispered, his voice husky. I blushed, feeling a surge of confidence. "Thank you," I replied, my voice barely audible. Our lips met in a passionate kiss, a whirlwind of emotions. His touch was gentle, yet intense, igniting a fire within me. We explored each other, our bodies moving in harmony. "I can't wait any longer," he murmured, his breath hot against my skin. "I want to be with you." "I want to be with you too," I whispered back, my voice filled with longing. In that moment, the world faded away. We were lost in a world of our own, a world of passion and desire. As the night deepened, we surrendered to our love, our bodies intertwined, our souls connected. The following days were a haze of stolen moments and secret rendezvous. We lived in a world of fantasy, where love was the only reality. But as the days passed, the weight of my betrayal began to weigh heavily on my conscience.